The second compelling evidence for the existence of an intelligent designer is not in the vastness of the universe, but now in the smallest cell. One of the greatest discoveries of this past century is DNA, which stores information in the human body for the processing of protein. Now, if you take a look at the human body, do you realize there's at least 100 trillion cells in one human body? If you took the DNA out of one of those cells and uncoiled it in length, it would be an average of 9 feet in length. That means if we took the DNA of just an average adult human body, strung it all together, it would go from here to the sun and back an average of 70 times. Now, DNA stores information. How much information? A conservative estimate of one cell is 8 billion letters, 500 million words, or 8,000 books. In fact, the cell is so intricate that Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, said this: DNA is like a computer program, but far, far more advanced than any software we have ever created. This raises a troubling question for those who don't believe in God. Namely, where does this information come from? Well, Richard Dawkins, one of the most well-known atheists in the world, in his book, The God Delusion, has a solution. He says the solution is luck. That's right, he says chance all this came together. The problem is that scientists and philosophers have estimated, even given the vastness of the universe and its entire age, how much information could arrive by chance, and it's not even close to the information we see in the cell. Chance is not a reasonable explanation for the information we see in DNA. So what is a better explanation for the information in DNA? Imagine you come visit me in Southern California where I live, and we go walking along the beach, and you notice these etchings in the sand that looks like a heart and the words, John loves Mary. Now, either you would think John does love Mary, or you might think Mary wants to be loved by John, or somebody's playing a trick on both of them. But you would know definitively that marks such as these could only be the work of intelligence. You would know earthquakes or sand or wind or waves could not spell out intelligent information. If intelligence is the best explanation of simple marks in the sand such as John loves Mary, then clearly intelligence seems to be a great explanation for the information we find in the DNA. In his book, Signature in the Cell, Cambridge-trained philosopher of science Stephen Meyer concludes, whenever we find specified information and we know the causal story of how that information arose, we always find that it arose from an intelligent source. In fact, the evidence from DNA is one of the reasons that persuaded Antony Flew, one of the most influential atheists of the past 5 decades, to change his mind about the existence of God.